Good evening. This is Melba, and we are recording tonight. Is May 10. I cannot believe it. I have to think. It's really May 10 and EDIT 695. And unless we meet on Saturday and do a recording, this might be our last Zoom session in terms of talking and sharing each other's ideas. And then next week you will present and we're done. You are graduating, or at least most of you are graduating. So I'm very, very excited to have this historic moment to be here tonight. So thank you for all of your attendance. And thank you for all your wonderful work coming in through the email. I'm getting all these task stream alerts. That means I have so many things waiting for me to read. So thank you for your patience. They told me that task stream could be a little bit later, but I really have to focus on giving you the grade by May 20th, because you're all graduating officially on the 21st, right? So I hope all your work is coming in, and if you need any special needs or special attention, special extension, you know how to, hopefully by now, you know how to reach me. All right. I was telling earlier, for those who just joined, we have a budget surplus in MSIT program. They told me that I can take my students out for dinner for a graduation celebration. I can invite all your teachers who you only saw on Zoom. I can invite all the staff and other faculty who helped you through your journey. And you'll have a chance to have a nice celebratory dinner. So maybe you go to the chat and let me know if this is something you're interested. So we'll start with that. And then I will send tonight a doodle survey to find out what would be the best time to meet and enjoy a nice meal. All right. As we're going to do tonight, I'm going to share one thing called Community Walk. I sent you the link earlier. All right, and then I will also ask you to share one thing you learned, one question you have. So that's the format of tonight. And by 8 o'clock, we shall be done. And if you need to stay over to ask questions, or you can call me after the Zoom session ends, you know my cell number. All right. I send this email out through the Blackboard for this Community Walk page. And let's see if we can figure it out what it is and how it works. All right. Number one question. Anybody interested in such a dinner so that I can send a doodle survey? Please go to the chat and say, I am interested, or yes, or depends on the time. Hi, Shafak. Thank you for joining. And who's 347 phone number? All right, that's a great question, Kelly. Can you suggest a location? If you know any restaurant in your neighborhood, maybe we'll come to you. Yep, I agree. Thank you, Caitlin. I have no idea. I'm not even Long Island person. I moved here less than a year ago, as you know. So if you live near to Long Island, or maybe most people are living, let's say, in Rockland County, depending on your location. Okay, depends on where and when. So maybe for after we set the time that's convenient for people, we will then make either Manhattan campus, close to Manhattan campus, It could be even Brooklyn. It's all depends. So for this, oh, 2 hours. That's a long drive, Michelle. Maybe we'll do closer to you. How far you're from New York City then? So because if we can drive, let's say, okay, train ride. All right, so maybe Manhattan will be a perfect place. Okay, so lives in Brooklyn. All right, no problem, Shafak. Okay, so we are in a variety of places, so maybe this is the best use of my dear community walk page. So thank you very much. I see there is some interest, but if it is too far away, it's not worth. I understand. Okay, so we may even do two dinners, one in one location, one in another. It's all up to us. If I look at the list and I realize there's that possibility, right? Okay, go to this link for me quickly. It's communitywalk.com/NYIT. I put our campuses, at least the two campuses that I primarily go. So let me share the screen. Anybody use maps in the classroom? This is one of my favorite things to do, and today it will be very useful. You don't have to give your home address. We're not coming to your home. If you do, give us the home address. Maybe you can give the name of the school or the location that you like the most, or anything on that map. So it's on this map, you will have a chance to add a marker. And let me figure out how I can get you guys an editing privileges, right? I was on that page. I think I lost my privilege myself. Okay. I guess we may even, in order to access it, I don't know if we need to do an account or something. So let's see. Okay. Log in. Okay. I need to log in to give you guys permissions. 1 second. Okay. So when we're in this map, there must be a place that I can give you permission to add all this stuff. Bulkhead is startup pad, add marker, map settings. Probably on the map settings. Edit settings. Permissions. Interesting. On the permission,
I think you want to go to the change own locations, don't you?
where is it?
Down here, the change own locations permissions. Any logger can add locations to the map, and then they can only manipulate those ones.
Oh, here on this one. Any log in. Okay. Maybe I'll do any. Is this one?
No, you don't. You don't want the top one.
Not the top one. Any logged in user can add locations on the map and then manipulate in on. Okay, this is the last one, right? And then I'll save and let's see what happens. Could you refresh the page and take a look to see if you can add a marker? Like you should be able to do the same thing I'm doing here. Add marker, and let's see, I can put Abu Dhabi UAE on the marker. Okay, couldn't find NYIT. We could put the airport for now. You can put the information, you can put an address if you need, and details. So in this case, you can even put a link to a location. Once you do, you will have that marker. Let's see, this will be a good exercise for us to see where we live, and then we'll find the restaurant right in the middle. What do you think? I feel like a genius tonight. I didn't even know if this is going to work, but we'll see. Okay, so you can manipulate the map the way I am doing right now. I only added 2 dots and 2 locations that the university campus exists, Old Roxbury and New York, Manhattan. By the way, for those of you who attended and presented at the conference, the SpeakTech conference, I would like to thank you again. And if you haven't attended, don't worry. We have a special treat for you tonight. NYIT SpeakTech. We put everything on the website for you. So if you would like to attend the sessions that's recorded through Periscope, through Facebook Live, as well as Zoom recordings, they're available. And let me share that website with you as well while you are adding your markers. All right. All right, I posted the link for the conference. All right, I am not seeing any dots yet. Are you guys far away from this map, or do I need to refresh my map to see it? Ooh, yes, I needed to refresh. I see, we really need to meet in 2 different locations. One in, I guess, here. Ryan's house. Ryan, we're coming to your house. You put your address. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for adding your location, at least trying the system. All right. Can I just tell you why we're doing this today? Community Walk is a software that you can use among many, many software out there. I use maps everywhere, and we all use it on our GPS devices, right? But it also is a very useful tool to use in education. From geocaching, for summer programs, you could do, anybody had done geocaching? Maybe I'll ask an expert first.
I have, actually.
Okay, would you like to give us some?
Sure, I did it when I was living in Virginia with my friends. We just happened to stumble upon it. But the whole concept is we went to like a park, and what the people do when they geocache is the way we experienced it is they hide like little trinkets, and you have to use the pictures and the clues on the app to go and locate what you're looking for.
All right.
So that's how we did it.
Lovely, lovely. That's so wonderful. My first one was I was on a trip with my children, and that's how we found geocaching along the way. We went all the way from New Jersey to St. Louis, St. Missouri. It was according to the internet, it was a 15-hour drive, but it took us probably 3-4 days to get there. And around that time, we did all these activities. But then I started thinking, can we use geocaching in education? And I created a program, and I did 3 summer in a row. It's called Maps, Math, and Media. And if anyone interested in doing a summer geocaching plus media plus mathematics, I have the whole unit. If you Google me and math and media, you'll have a chance to access my curriculum.
Hello, this is Vin.
Hi, Win.
I'm trying to join my meeting via telephone right now.
Okay, beautiful. We are looking forward to your attendance, sir. And let me see who else is joined since this is a very, very full house today. I'm so excited. I think this is the first time I have this many people. I hope Zoom will be able to handle our crowd. Won't crash on us. Okay, Jennifer.
You are in the Zoom meeting now. There are over 10 participants in the meeting. This meeting is being recorded.
Please mute yourself. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. All right. More people joined. All right, Vinny, Michael, welcome. I think I saw Kelly before. Where were we again? We were doing talking about the fact that community mapping tools are very, very useful. You guys know your zip code determines how long you're going to live. Your life expectancy is connected to your zip code. Did you know that? Uh-oh, Caitlin, I'm sorry. Maybe I turn off my video. Maybe it's such a, taking a long bandwidth. All right, thank you for your patience. I also moved around and got closer to my router, internet router, assuming it might be better now. How about now? Can you hear me? Oh, yes, thumbs up?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think another room, another crowd. So your zip code determines how long you're gonna live. That's what I was talking about. And I also would like to mention the fact that because of the mapping tools, students actually use this one as a social change tool, where they collect the data and they tell their mayors, their governors, and so on, what's going on in their neighborhood. For instance, there are water sampling projects where students put the water samples from their communities and they'll report how they live in communities that the water is not drinkable. They did a lot of projects in California where the students were losing their schools because the administration said these schools are not producing high quality students. Then the students made a map to showcase how they had more and more substitute teachers in the schools. No wonder why their grades were low. In some cases in Boston, it was a MIT study, they found that the asthma rates increase when the students lived in neighborhoods where there are less and less trees. Students documented, the idea was just to document the trees. Hi, Vinny, you made it. And it's very interesting how you can use the map to be able to find answers that you didn't know you had, or find the questions that you didn't know you had. So it's a very interesting approach to collecting data, collecting information and visualizing that information to tell stories that you bring new lights into your education. So it's not a textbook format that you memorize things. Students create meanings. I hope that makes sense. I just wanted to share with you my passion with maps. I was inspired while I was talking with my Abu Dhabi students today. And then I showcased a community mapping. I said, I'm going to do it tonight. And then it might be a very useful tool for us to find the location to get us a nice celebratory graduation dinner. Okay, so I am refreshing the page to see if anyone managed to add more into our community mapping page. I see, I think we need 2. Okay, Mike, you are the highest point on this map. I can see not too many people living near me.
No, nope, scroll up.
There's one more all the way. Oh my Logan. Okay.
Yeah, but my mom's house is down by Middletown, so I can do that.
Oh, so you're gonna come see your mother anyway, right?
Yes,
Okay.
so I could do something.
Perfect. And by the way, don't forget to say nice things to your mother, Mother's Day. Today is the day, actually, I was very emotional this morning because my mother died last year today. And it was very, very emotional for me because my brother sent a note saying, he's doing some charity work. And I said, oh my God, I even forgot about it. I'm such a bad daughter. So this Mother's Day is the day I'm not going to hug my mother. That's why I'm giving all of you a charge. Please hug your mothers extra for me as well, if you happen to have that opportunity yourself. It's very precious. All right. Thank you very much for this map. I think I'm going to use this map and the doodle tool. And I have a feeling maybe we should have one meeting around this big cluster here, another one around this cluster. So this is exciting. And thank you, Lauren, for your willingness to come and see us. All right. Now I understand the challenge. It's getting, it's not that easy when you have a geographical challenge, right? Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, another announcement. If you happen to be around the area, I keep announcing this one conference. It's edX New York City. Then I said, why can't I create a conference? Our SpeedTech conference went well, but during the SpeedTech conference, I found ed camps. Have you guys attended any ed camps? Michelle, you're so tired. I can see you. Anybody attended ed camp before? I'm looking. Nobody's putting thumbs up. Jennifer, are you in a car? You're not driving, right? We don't hear you, but I know you're talking. That's okay. You don't have to. You want me to unmute you?
Yeah, I'm moving my daughter out of her dorm. So actually they're packing and I'm just sitting here.
Oh, perfect. Okay, you're not in the danger zone driving. Yes.
No, not ready to drive as yet.
Yeah.
She's packing, so I'm just sitting here doing this.
Yesterday I was driving and very huge traffic and a car behind me just bumped into me. And it was like, boom. I said, what did I do? What's wrong? I was very shaken. So, yep, you don't want to zoom and drive. And the lady was so apologetic. Luckily, nothing happened to either of our cars, but I was very shaken. All right. Thank you. And I hope your daughter picks up everything so you don't have to come back to the dorm again.
Hopefully. This is it. We have a 3-hour drive home, so she better take everything. She's packing, so I'm fine.
Good, good, good. Thank you very much. it's wonderful that she'll be at home during the Mother's Day. So
No, it's not. She'd be sleeping. Don't be doing anything. She'd be sleeping.
okay, I need to talk to your daughter. She's gonna miss these days later. Okay.
Right?
Well, I was talking about Ed Camp. I don't know how I get into Mother's Day, but I just want you to go edcamp.org and take a look at their offerings. And when I looked at it, I said they do it around the world, and why can't we have one for ourselves? So now that I know your geographical area, maybe we can have Ed Camp opportunities in the future that you will be co-hosting in your school, co-hosting with me. And what they do, apparently, give you everything in a box. So you go and sign up. You say, I would like to host in my school one Saturday. It's called unconferencing. Have you heard that term, anyone? If not, you better hear it before you graduate, because this is one of the popular terms now in the educational technology field. Okay, it's called unconferencing. Let me write it down for us so that we will have the notes of the evening. Oh yeah, thank you, Selanda, for writing it. I see, nobody heard it. Thank you, Ryan. What they do is that it bring everything in the box. The box has the name tags and the what you need to do. People show up, and there's a board. People sign up. So I attended one that I truly enjoyed, because you didn't have to worry about anything. You meet new people right away. Everybody already done Ed Camp before. They're craving for more. It's a very good community of learners and scholars. They get together and people offer a session, or they say, I would like to talk about this. Not necessarily you have to know about it when you say, I'm interested in that. So people put it on a chart, what they're interested, what time slots, and then everybody starts joining the sessions. And for this box, you can also request for $200 gift certificate. And you can also branch out to the communities to get some sponsorship for luncheon or breakfast. So it's a good community work. And once you set up your camp website, they also link it to their website. So you will be, your site will be advertised. So take a look at this and let me know if you're interested in co-hosting with us. So once you graduate now, you're practically my colleague who needs to collaborate with me, so we can change the world one student, one teacher at a time. Make the technology. All right, I can move you back to Jennifer, so you're safe to move around. All right, I think I'm done with what I wanted to say tonight. So we know community walking, we know unconferencing, and we know that we have geocaching. Yeah, right. We also mentioned, let me save the chat. And we also know that Speak Tech has all the resources available for you. And thank you for signing up for this mapping. It's really, really helpful. And if you need some kind of a collaborative work, I can actually, when I come to have for dinner with you in the northern part of, or it's not north, right? I'm not even sure. It's not even middle New York, but still close to New York. We will be able to do some unconferencing together. So just let me know if you have any availability. So we'll do it maybe before the summer starts, before you all disappear to your other jobs and other summer projects. Okay. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let me get off from my screen. And then I will pick you on the spot. Can I do that like this? Alyssa, you're on the spot? All right.
Okay. You want the accomplishment and the questions?
Please.
I think I told you a few sessions ago about this MOOC I was in.
Yes.
They filmed me. Today I got the final video and the trailer, and it came out really good. So I'm very excited. But I don't think I can share it yet. There has to be like the final okay. And I'm basically done with my portfolio. I have one thing left, which is the leadership report.
Beautiful.
But I was wondering, what is the leadership report?
Leadership report, is that the evidence? And I don't know what leadership report you're
It's something on TaskStream.
Oh,
Yeah, it says 1D leadership report. So like it's standard 1D is a normal one that we were supposed to fill out, and then there's 1D leadership report. That was my question too.
Yeah, that's the only thing I haven't done yet.
okay. I will get back to you on that because I am not so. Is it say under 1B?
It's under 1D.
1D.
I posted to it today because I was looking at the description, and if you took the assessment and evaluation class, the description for that instructional evaluation project, I think was called, it matches that description. And it's really similar to Standard 1D, that project as well.
Well, I thought it seemed kind of like our evidence impact too, like when I was reading it. So I wasn't sure if we were just supposed to do our case study on it.
That was my question.
That's kind of what I thought it was.
1 second. Remember the link that I send you that has everything in one list? I can't just recover it right now, but in that list, it may even give us an idea. So is that okay if I can't just find it right now? I will get back to you on that specifically, but I agree. I think when you said leadership report, the first thing I said, oh, is that the evidence and leadership? What was the assignment that we had for 10 points that shows the case study?
Evident and impact or something like that.
One. So I think this is along the same line. You're showing your leadership. You're also showing your expertise using one of the case studies. So that's definitely could fit into leadership. But I will definitely check back on that and get back to you. And I think I will email all of you through Blackboard, so you will know the answer to this question, all of you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent question. Plus one question. Extra point question. Thank you. All right. Who wants to be picked, or wants to?
I'll go.
Thank you.
For accomplishments, I've caught up with everything in the course with the exception of finishing my artifact rationales. So that's almost done. So that's good news because I feel like I've always been digging myself out of a hole with this course. Also good news is I finished grading the New York State tests for my school today, and that is exhausting. So I'm actually back in a classroom tomorrow, and I'm very excited.
Finally, I can see. I see.
My question is, like, what is the standard for our presentations for this week? Like, what's the expectation for them?
Oh, so for next week, like when you signed up to present?
Yes. Like, I know we have to present, like, the bullets of our final project. I'm just kind of curious how that's supposed to go.
Okay, it's for the recording. Everyone who shows up gets their 5 points. And when you come, you will share with us one struggle you had that turned into a triumph, one student that used in your case study that you can explain that how it turned out to be a good learning experience, how you become a lifelong learner, how you transform yourself through this coaching practicum experience. Anything goes. I know you're going to be over time. I'm only giving you 10 minutes slot. So prepare yourself less because I know with the questions and sometimes elaborating your topic, you may end up going overboard. And last time, one student, we couldn't stop her because she had so much to say. And the students after was waiting for their time slot. So please try to be within your time, which means if you can screen capture ahead of time, because technology might prevent you to show all your slides, because once you're 10 minutes up, I'm going to move to the next person, just for the sake of keeping, respecting everybody's time, because they put their time on that slide. So anything goes. Just show up, smile, and talk about what you're talking about all during the semester. It's what we need. We need you to be able to communicate any struggle, any triumph, any difficulty, any challenge, any opportunity that you grabbed and changed your students and your colleagues, your district level work, whatever you had done. And most of you have done phenomenal work that I am seeing on your practicum, paperwork, anything from those. I'm sure you can spend more than 10 minutes to explain.
Okay. I just, I felt like if I had to go through my website thing, it was going to be very, very boring. And I didn't want to do that.
That's fine. But some people, they are so excited. This is the first time they created, let's say, a Weebly page, and they want to show. It's okay. We are there to see. And during that process, let's say you figured out something that you don't want any other person to do, because you say, look, this is what secret or something that's helped me do. Maybe we'll learn some tricks from you creating that website. So while you're talking about how you put it together, you can also share with us how you put it together, because it's the process of creating a website is not that easy, right? Oh, today actually, I showed people how to create a video. I'm sure you have taken a course, probably how to create a digital story, right? Using some kind of Have you anybody used the YouTube editor? Okay, so this is the easiest thing to do. If you go to YouTube, let me just put the thing here. So this is the easiest way to create any kind of video, or screencast is the similar thing, right? But in YouTube, you can actually create your PowerPoint slides. You can save them as JPEG files. You can import them into YouTube editor and put a music, put your voiceover, boom, and it's already on YouTube once you say, make this into a video. Just take a look. It's one of the easiest way. It's like iMovie or Movie Maker that comes free, and it's built into YouTube itself. Another one is, if you haven't explored it yet, some of you may have, it's Powtoon. So you can also do the similar things. So if you would like to use one of those, if you never used Prezi, I'm sure you did by now, but any tool that you haven't tried because you never needed to, or it wasn't a tool that was required in that class, but challenge yourself with one presentation tool that you heard you would like to explore, and maybe you can put together a very fancy video for us, Lauren, if you care to do so. But if you have no time, now that you finish your grading, you have plenty of time in your hands and you're looking for something to do, go for it.
So we actually have to have like a presentation kind of going on?
No, but
Okay.
for Lauren, yeah, maybe so. Because she has so much time in her hand now. She finished grading.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we didn't have to like create Google Slide or something like that.
Let's say you have one Prezi link that you want to share on that page. I think you did it today. I saw you updated a link. Some people start putting their portfolio links.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, you could just go over and you talk about it. You'll say, but maybe pick one or two ahead of time. You'll say, this is exactly that one thing that I want to share.
Okay.
If you have more time, or we ask you, oh, what is that? And you can show more.
Okay.
Yeah, feel free to do anything. Again, just showing up for 10 minutes, you get your full points. It's for the recording too. So you can come back and say, you said it. And I said, when did I say it? Oh, here is in that Zoom session. All right, who wants to go next? Thank you, Ryan. I mean, thank you. I'm sorry, Lauren. Ryan.
Yep.
So I would say an accomplishment for me throughout this semester would just be, feeling more comfortable and confident with presenting to colleagues, having patience and really putting time in to create things for them ahead of time. Like I never realized, I guess I did realize, but at the same time, like you want the presentation to go well. So to put that time in and then to get up there and present to your colleagues, I talk to a lot more people. I'm very shy when it comes to presenting in front of a lot of people, but this semester has definitely taught me to come out of my shell a little bit, but all good. Like, I enjoy doing it now, which is nice.
Thank you. This is such a wonderful reflection. And you said you're shy. You don't seem to look shy, right? Because you're more confident. But people who know me in my childhood, they couldn't believe I'm even giving a keynote speak in this country.
Really?
So it is one of those things that I never thought I would. Like yesterday, I was in a dinner that was hosted by another department. That's where I found out that I have money to do the same. So during that meeting, I was talking about, they were asking me how I become a teacher. I said, I am the first 4-year graduate in my whole family. My mom was the 2-year graduate.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I will never dream about coming to United States or finishing a doctorate. And then I told the people what I did when I went back to Azerbaijan last fall for my Fulbright. People looking at me like, yeah, but it was easy for you, right? You just did it. You're smart. I said, no, I even heard ship. Like the ship I heard during when I was a kid. And they looked at me like, really? Yeah, I did what you're doing. So again, this is one of those amazing things in life. I was the most introvert. Nobody could think that I could be who I am right now. So it's very shocking. So what you're saying to me is that anyone can be, doing what they think they can. So
yeah.
I'm congratulating you for breaking those barriers and challenging ourselves, because at the end of the day, this is one of my tips when I was going to give a talk and I wasn't prepared. I was so shaking. And my colleague came and whispered to my ears. She said, do I want to say it for the recording? Anyway, she said to me, everyone goes to the restroom the same way you do. Just think about that. And I said, oh, that's right. So everyone is normal. It's regular people, right?
Right.
And they have the same problems. When they are at this stage, they will be also feeling fearful. So life is good. All right. Thank you for saying that. And the next big word you use is patience.
Yeah.
You learn to be patient because they ask you the dumbest question. You said,
yes.
Why didn't they understand that? Because they've never done it, right?
You repeat the same question and you try and answer it again in a different way, maybe, and just keep going.
Keep going. All right. Thank you, Michelle. Or who did I pick? Yes, Michelle.
Hi. I think my biggest accomplishment is finally getting through things and getting done. When you say you're going to start something and you take on more and more, and then you realize your plate is loaded 5 days a week, and the 2 days you have off, you don't want to do anything. So I finally got to sit down and do everything, and it was cool to go through. I don't know if anybody else is in my boat, but I graduated in 2012 with my bachelor's, and it took me 5 years because I bought a house, I got married, all in that 5 years. So I'm graduating after 5 years is a big deal, but you go back and you look at what you started at when you were only 22 years old. So it was cool to see the difference from then to now. But I do have a couple questions, and I don't know if I'm going to be the only one with all these questions, but when I was going through things, making sure everything was finalized, I know on TaskStream it said 6C final portfolio presentation. Do we just put that link in that too? It was
say again, what was it?
It said 6C final portfolio presentation. So it had it, 6C. So do we just put the link to our whole, everything together into that? Or is that just, we don't know what that is?
Okay, this is, again, it looks like a surprise to me. I'm always looking at these things and reading them and then forgetting them. Yes, you could just put your Weebly or WordPress or whatever you created, blog.
Okay.
You may even put your personal page link to other things as well. So it's perfect, okay?
Okay.
In this particular task remind them, we want to know that you are capable of creating a website and linking things together. So if you don't have that one, yes.
Okay.
If you don't have it and you're going to take your time to embellish it, you can just create I guess, just the space, and you'll say to be updated.
Okay.
You know that you have the knowledge and understanding.
So like my Google document link would be fine for that.
Google Doc is perfect, of course. That's
Okay.
an example that I forgot to include. Absolutely.
And then I was looking on the grades for Blackboard. There was like EDIT 695, the wiki. That's 1 point. Is that something I missed throughout this?
No. I think some of those things I add through the assignments, and then you have no connection to the main grading.
Okay, so that like survey assignment and the MSIT.
So I send it out a survey, which was anonymous.
Yeah.
There is no way I can know you participated or not. I'm going to send another one at the end to see if there's any increase or, whatever.
Okay. I didn't know if that was the task stream one that we had to do too.
No, I don't think they are connected to the final grading.
Okay, so all that little 1 point stuff was, I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, probably I put 1 point just to put a point to keep it as a placeholder.
Okay.
I know that I want to ask the people about survey, but I even forgotten about it. So extra point for you too.
I just, I like, now that everything's coming to the end, you start looking and making sure everything's, and 5 years seems like it was a long time, so it's nice to be almost done.
Michelle, you're helping me, and I'm sure everyone in this list who's going to be looking at all these lists. And Celinda, I'm sure you have some. She was the best help for me this semester. She always read the syllabus in more detail than I did.
I wish I stayed more on track, but then taking 1 day or 2-3 days and actually coming together. But
can I make a confession now for the recording? Okay, I found that I need to give students deadlines. When I said at the beginning, I keep saying, "Oh, due dates are not deadlines. You can do it anytime you want." It's not helpful.
No. You know what? I'm taking 2 classes at the same time, and that one had straight deadlines. And when you said May 17th, I was like, oh, okay, May 17th. And then all of a sudden it was March and April, and I'm like, oh, it's May.
Yeah, it's my confession. I have to tell you, I was talking with my associate dean this morning. I said to her, look, I failed my students. Now everybody is sending at the same time. I cannot keep up with my grading, throwing on me, and on top of everything, of course, I have year-end reports and other stuff. So I said, nope, from now on, I'm going to tell them deadlines. Of course, there will be always students who need extra days or so, but I'm going to change that language. So, yep.
But it was some days it was nice because life happened in those couple of months, but then it was like, oh, May. And I feel like we were just talking in January, and now it's nice weather and it's May.
I know.
But thank you for everything.
Oh, my pleasure. All right, Charles, can I pick on you?
Sure. I actually, if I hadn't gone to the copy room today, I'm not sure I would have something to talk about as far as a accomplishment. But it was something that I worked with a division teacher who comes in from out of district and works with their visually impaired students. And I had showed her something about using Google Drive to scan to enlarge instead of having to go to the copy room and zoom in and enlarge on the copy machine, which can be a little bit tricky. It's much easier to use the camera on your phone to do it. And I had showed her that, and she really liked it. And we were working to get a student a Chromebook and some things so that it was easier for him to get those materials. And then when I saw her today, she said that she went back to the BOCES facility that she works in, and she showed the other vision teachers there. And she said even the most tech savvy ones hadn't heard of it or seen it before, and they were all interested in using it, and so she showed them. So what I showed her, she went and passed on and showed a whole other group of people, which I think is kind of the idea behind all this coaching stuff. So it was kind of like a small interaction that I had today, but it had a little bit of a bigger ripple effect than I initially thought.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
Any questions?
Not that I could think of right now, I don't think.
All right. So you're a good coach in the field, in the technical area, and in the classroom. So good job.
Thanks.
Keep up the good work. All right, let's pick on Brittany.
I think one big accomplishment, I've worked with teachers in my building on different programs that I use and things like that. But I'm also fortunate enough, my mom teaches in the district, but she's in a different school than me. So I would come home and I'd be, working on different things, and she'd be like, okay, what's that one? So I was working with her a lot, and she brought it to teachers in her building. So I got to kind of work with them and pass it along, not just in my building, but into the other buildings. And then with my kids, they know how to use our Chromebooks, and they know it's like to look up on YouTube and stuff like that. But I've shown them stuff that I do in school. So now I have kids, I found quizzes, which I've done quizzes with them. So I have kids, they'll make up their own quizzes on things and be like, okay, can you make one? And so they're not always the greatest, but they're figuring out that it's not just, okay, I look up a YouTube video or, I'm playing Minecraft. They're actually seeing it has an actual use. So that was pretty cool.
Congratulations. And so in this case, you are doing your practicum at home as well as your mother is doing. So
yes.
Coming back to Charles, you also creating a snowballing effect, everything you do. So congratulations. That's wonderful. And don't forget to hug your mother extra for me. Any questions you have?
I know Jen and I worked together to do like a PE for a couple of teachers, and we were filling in the journal. And the one question for the application of knowledge or skills from the course, is that what the other teachers, how they're applying what we did, or how we're applying what we learned from this course?
I think it's but again, in the context of exactly where you are looking at, it could be the application that you presented, or they put it in their own classroom. So I think it has two prongs, and
okay,
either one. I'm so proud of you. You will find a way to put them together. And today, I don't know if it was you, but somebody asked the question. It could be Celinda. How will I do this? Do I want to do it this way to practicum or this way? And I said, you know what? I never thought about it. I think either way will work. So just like that, I think sometimes when you're creating a question to me, I'm finding out that there are more than one question, or more than one ways to apply, more than one ways to explain.
And then where it says for the times and dates, it says administrative signature, that's just who we worked with.
Correct.
Okay, so if I worked with my mom, then she can sign.
Yeah, she can sign. Yeah, I think she's practically your superior, right?
Yeah.
You know what? Yes, I have a feeling your mother is a teacher that you work with, and yes, absolutely. Of course, if you can find someone who's more official, that will help you for the future, if any. But she can, I'm sure, sign 1 or 2 hours for you.
Okay.
No problem. All right. Who wants to go next? Celinda.
So if I had to say an accomplishment, I guess it's just almost being done. It's like really exciting to almost be done with this program and be able to kind of have my life back a little bit and really be a better teacher. And just have more time for that. If I had to think of a struggle throughout the program, it was just, I guess, for the entire program was just like the lack of technology in my building. Like wanting to do more and wanting to always have technology so that I can always use Padlet. And actually I was wondering if Padlet was something I could base my presentation on, because
Yes.
I really do love it.
Me too.
So I just haven't been able to really do this stuff, because at least not in the classroom, because technology isn't always available. It actually just happened to me that last week I wanted the laptop cards because my students were working on a research project, and I thought it'd be nice to have it in, and it was out and I couldn't get it. Thank God this so happens to be an ICT class, so my special ed co-teacher was able to get the card from her. I mean, but sometimes that doesn't happen, and so that has been the main struggle. But it does, I guess another accomplishment that kind of balances that out is that the teachers, we all have our own laptops. I don't think they're Chromebooks, they're these little yellow windows, I don't know what, but I guess an accomplishment on my part is that when everyone is having a problem now in my department, it's like, oh, hey, Celinda, what's this? Like, it's just like the other day, just sitting and my coworker's across from me, and she couldn't figure out why the writing in her Microsoft, in the Excel sheet was going over the box. And she's like, oh, she's getting so frustrated. And then she looks up and she's like, oh, hey, you help me. I was like, all right, what's, whatever. So I guess that's another accomplishment, just that my peers it's already known that, like, oh, I'll just go to Celinda and I'll figure this out. And that's happened to me a lot.
It could be a curse too, right? Because you will never finish your job because everybody points to you.
Yeah, it can be. And it's especially a curse with someone who, like, I think when you said, why did you ask that question? Or why didn't you get that? For me, it's like, I just told you what to do. Like, I just told you how to do this, like, the other day. But,
Remember the patience. Remember
Yeah.
patience. Yep, we got to do that. But when somebody points to you and you fix it, do you also hear them say, oh, yeah, because you put your magic touch?
Yeah.
Become like the magicians around, right? So thank you.
Thank you.
And your question?
Oh, I didn't. I forgot to think of one. Sorry. I email you a lot about everything, so you tend to answer my questions. So I'm
But
good.
if you have
As for now.
anything comes up, you can always chat. And let's go to Caitlin.
For an accomplishment, I would probably say the amount of patience I have has grown. I have been working mostly with this one teacher in my school, and I am in her room every day. If she has a question or she needs my help with something technology-wise. She's a sweetheart, but I have learned how to step back and take things step by step very slowly, how to do it over and over and over again for her, and just being patient with like the questions she's asking and just like her degree of level of technology use. But I have to appreciate that she's trying and that she is constantly coming to me for help. So I think she's taking initiative, trying to grow as a professional.
Don't forget, this will keep you employed, right?
Yes.
If every teacher is like you, then who's going to hire us for technology coaches? So, all right, maybe there's blessing in everything we do. So keep up the good patience.
Yes. And then even for her, what I started doing was I created a Google Doc that I've shared with her, and I've started making her like screencasts of things so that if I've taught her something, she has a reference to go back to instead of having to come to me right away. So trying to troubleshoot that way.
Thank you. Lauren, you're leaving. Have a good one. And if anyone needs to leave or feel sick or tired, please feel free. I haven't had a chance to talk to everyone. Veronica joined just now. And Jennifer, we heard you say earlier that you're still waiting for your daughter, it seems. Are you still in the car and you want to say hello?
Yes. I'm driving, so, well, I'm not driving. My husband is driving, so I get to talk.
Okay, so one accomplishment.
I have to say
Oh, we lost you. I guess the road doesn't have good internet connection. Good night, Alyssa. Sorry we didn't have a chance to hear your accomplishment. We'll hear it hopefully next week. And we lost Jennifer. We'll get her back. All right, maybe I'll try Winnie. Maybe you're on the spotlight.
My internet's truly acting up too, so hopefully everyone can hear this well. But there's a few things that I think I would consider accomplishments. One of them is I've been gravitating more towards the personalized learning aspect of it and thinking through the technology piece and how to use that to personalize the learning. And I kind of find myself thinking sometimes beyond even what I've been reading about, which I think points to the next thing is I don't think any of us ever think of ourselves as experts in this area, but towards the end of this this degree, you start to realize like there's quite a bit that we've learned and there's a lot that we have to offer other people, and then you make those connections with people, and some of the courses require those connections and connections you would never make, and you realize how awesome those connections are. And then when you start to share what you know and you start to hear what other people are doing, it's a great thing. So I know for me personally, a week ago I stepped out and I went to our school's STEM night, and I think I might talk about that a little bit next week for the presentation. But I would never have went to a STEM night. I'm a social studies teacher. But to see what they were doing with all of that and to see what, the other teachers are doing, personalized learning and project-based learning and connecting it with my class has just been really, really great. So, that's what I've picked up. And question-wise, there's been a lot of great questions, and I'm glad everyone's asking them because some of them I didn't even think of. But one that I think I posted earlier was, again, on the grading, because we're also focused in on grading and getting and seeing the final results from that. There is the one link that does say the attendance and participation. And when you click on the links, it always asks you to put in like your assignment and stuff. But obviously for attendance and participation in there, correct?
Yep. Let me share a screen. One thing that I will be able to do as well, because some students didn't join every Zoom session, but they attended and responded each other's work. Blackboard. Blackboard has, believe me, I use every single opportunity to give you the highest participation grade. One, I check if you send email back and forth to me and are we on the same line, and you posted things timely. Or one of the places under the evaluation, there's also course reports. I'll have a chance to see if you're a particularly a person that attended on Blackboard items, hit all the Zoom links that I posted. So everything shows up from my end. So, and if there's any dispute because you didn't get what you needed, always contact me and we'll find a way to get you more points. For instance, one student in Abu Dhabi did not attend at all and decided today that she wants to improve her attendance points. I told her, because in Abu Dhabi we also have a Google Classroom. So I told her, just go attend Google Classroom, spend some time to respond, and I will definitely increase your point. So she started posting so many things today that now I have to catch up on her attendance. But again, if you feel like the points are not up to par or you need some directions to improve them, let me know. And if you attended several Zoom meetings and watched them, you told the people that please email me what you had done to just
Yeah.
all right, we see some somebody is unmuted, so please feel free to contact me on that specifically. All right, I can, yeah, Shafak, I didn't pick you on for that, so stay healthy, go back to bed and rest up, my dear. Thank you for attending tonight. sorry, coming back to you again, Winnie, if you have any problem with attendance, let me know, but I don't think you do, right? You attended several sessions.
Yeah, I think this is
following
the
up
sixth.
on Zoom.
But we don't have to actually put anything in there.
No,
We're not
submitting
anything.
Again,
Okay.
that's a little space holder for me, I guess, when I was creating the shell.
Oh, got it.
I
Okay,
mean,
that was really, I didn't know if you had to put something in. Okay.
But you can say, my attendance is excellent. I attended this many Zooms. If you want to say something that will be
Okay.
absolutely possible. At the same time, you can email me and say, please check my attendance. I don't think I have all the points, and I can also respond you through email as well. All right, any questions? All right, I'm moving to Michael. We
How's
see
it going?
Good. Now we see the whole thing. I'm good. How about you, sir?
So, not bad. I think my biggest accomplishment is actually sticking with the class and getting it done this year.
And you've got a signature, right?
I did. Yep. I used which one was it? I think I told you which one I used.
DocuSign?
Oh yeah, DocuSign. Yeah, that's great. I'm going to use that more often.
That was his accomplishment this week, because
but yeah,
he couldn't get anybody to sign because the people weren't available in their offices. So I told him, just send it out through electronically to see if they can sign it electronically for you. So you learn how to get a signature electronically this week.
Yep. And I think just finishing a semester out, I definitely love to procrastinate. So that didn't help now. And I also got it was my last semester. I have 2 classes, and in both classes I felt like, all right, well, I'm done this semester. So I kind of checked out early on. But now that I've finished nearly all my work, just a couple odds and ends, I think that's a good accomplishment.
Congratulations, sir. What is the TGE electronic signature called? I just call them electronic signature. I don't know what TGE stands for, Veronica, sorry.
Oh, DocuSign.
What is it? DocuSign. Oh, yeah, we should tell DocuSign. And PDF, the Adobe PDF will allow you to do that signature. So it's very cool to use DocuSign. Let me see if I can, on my preview, I will be able to replicate that. If you can give me 1 second. All right. So even in, okay, here is another thing. Let me just screen share quickly. Let's say you have a document and you would like to get it signed right here, right? You see, this is my electronic signature I created with my fingers. So even on the preview software in Mac, you could be able to go insert a signature. So this is my electronic signature. I can edit if I want to in any documentation. Perfect. So we learn every day how to keep up with the new technologies and share our resources. All right, I'm going to come to Veronica. I know we had a wonderful time together this weekend, so thank you again for coming. But I didn't hear from Kelly. Kelly, are you still available?
Here.
Right, do you want to share one thing?
Yeah, sorry, I had my video off. I was like cooking and eating dinner, but I was listening.
Oh.
One thing I would have to say, one accomplishment is, I think Ryan is the one that said it before, is just being able to stand up in front of your peers. I thought I was going to be a lot more nervous than I actually was. They were so generous and they asked a lot of questions and they just made me feel so comfortable. So I feel like that was a big accomplishment. I was always worried about that. I have everything done. I'm just waiting for the presentation next week. And I think you answered all of my questions the other night when we Zoomed separately. So that's it. And thank you for everything. The class was a pleasure.
My pleasure as well. So thank you. Go back to a nice dinner.
Yeah, I have to go. Thank you.
Bye. All right, we left with the last. Oh, we are having a great background information. Where are you, Veronica? Where are you reporting from? You look like a field newscaster.
It's family night, so I'm at the park with the family.
Oh.
So, but they're all at the swings. Can you see them all over there on the swings?
Yep, I see a bunch of people. Say hello.
So yeah, this last week was really great. I'm very excited that I got to go and attend in person. Like, it was a lot of fun. And like I told you, next time I'm definitely going to volunteer to go first because, like, I knew it was coming. So I was like trying to get everything ready. And I did a disservice to the people in front of me because I really could have listened. Now, thank God for all the links. But next year or next term, I would advise anybody to go first just to get it out of the way and then enjoy the rest of the conference.
Yep, I totally agree. Did you have a chance to complete the survey? I sent out the survey for the attendees.
And I missed it. What were you asking for? An accomplishment? What was the other two?
Any question?
Oh, okay. The downfall of the semester is I introduced something in my school called Tech Tuesdays, and I always like to do things with alliterations for the kids. So on Tuesdays, we would introduce a new technology, whether I would do it in terms of my teaching, so I would introduce it to the kids through my lesson, or they would have to do something, produce something using it themselves, or some type of an assessment. So after we've learned the lesson, show me that you know this, through Windows Movie Maker or something like that. So that was really great that I really kept myself accountable, and even the kids are like, what are we doing tomorrow for Tech Tuesday? So it kind of keeps me on my toes. So I definitely plan to continue that. The downside is that I really wanted to get another staff member to do it. And as much as I tried, not one teacher would try it. And the biggest excuse, of course, is I don't have time. I can't. There were a lot of excuses. And I said, I'll come in. I'll help you. Come after school. Come before school. Nada. And this is 2 years in a row that I'm making myself available and nobody's taking it. So I think this year I've developed more of a thicker skin because last year I was really taking offense and I was taking it personally. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's my school or I don't know what it is, but just no teacher wanted to experiment with technology. So that was the downfall. But I got to play around with it with my kids. And
we should do Ed Camp in your school.
Yeah, that'd be good. It might just be you and me and other people outside of the building, but I don't know. You would think in this day and age, knowing how much the kids respond to it, teachers would want to try it, but
it also comes from the administration, right? So everybody needs some perks, some motivation, some external push. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Coming back to Vinny's big question of the day, how are we going to personalize this education? And if the teachers understand, it is all about really using these new technologies to bringing flipped learning, blended education, and individualized education so that the students will learn better because not everyone in the same level. Not necessarily, I'm not talking about their genes or brains, or some students come from different districts, different teachers the year before. So having this extra personalized technology experiences will help everyone. Students do better. Veronica, you also don't give up and work with not everyone at the same time. Pick the hardest teacher and start with one teacher at a time and show that teacher the possibilities.
Yeah.
And once they see their students are learning better, they're going to be on board with you. But don't give up, baby. I am there for you. And did you put your thing onto community walk? I don't know if you joined late.
Thank
but
you.
I invited you guys for a dinner that we can go out and eat together. So make sure you add your location on the communitywalk.com. This is the link to add a marker of your location, your school or your home location. So go back to your family. They need you. Come on. All right. I think we had enough of me, and I guess I lost the big part of the audience. Unless you have any other questions or comments, we can stop the recording and we'll have a free flow of discussions after.